Okay, so what was that for?
You're saying I'm not allowed to?
We are having a little date this morning, and we are doing the most fun things.
Doctor's appointments.
You know what? I may be weird, but I like coming to not all doctor's appointments. I don't want to come to like a regular like yearly woman's appointment. I don't really care to come to like, you know, like checkups. But when it comes to baby
Obstetrics,
baby appointments, I like going to baby appointments. What about you, sir?
Sure.
Do you like coming to my baby appointments?
Sure.
Okay, so I figured we would do a little bit of like a, kind of like a vlog, but more of like a tell you about what's going on. I look really pale compared to you. And I go outside more than you do. What is up with this?
Maybe it's your makeup?
It very well could be, actually. Anyway, and I'm not wearing any lipstick, so I just look really washed out.
It's my beard. That's also probably what's doing it. Is I've got a lot.
And your blue light glasses.
No, it doesn't change anything.
Anyway, we're gonna go to Dunkin' and get a coffee because and something to eat because we're a little bit hungry. But so we have the first appointment, which we'll update you on in a second, and then next we have the maternal fetal medicine appointment, which is where they do growth scan and BPP. And a BPP is basically where they count fetal movement. They watch to see if the baby is practicing breathing. They check fluid levels, but they need baby to be awake for that. And baby was really awake like 30 minutes ago. And so I don't want baby to have fallen asleep and them not get what they need, because if they don't get what they need, they send you for a non-stress test, and we don't have to do that. Anyway, so we're gonna go to Dunkin'. It's also a dreary day outside, so you can hear it raining. It's my favorite kind of day, but only my favorite kind of day if I'm inside, like taking a nap or watching a movie, reading a book, kind of thing. Anyway, Robbie, how are you today? Let's hear your thoughts on becoming a dad again. I hate that term. When people say like, you're gonna be a dad again, you're gonna be a mom again. You've always been a mom and you've always been a dad. You're just gonna have another child.
Yeah.
You're gonna be an aunt again. No, you've still been an aunt the entire time. How do you feel about welcoming our second child into the world soon? What are your thoughts?
On one hand, I feel ready. On the other hand, I don't. But at the same time, like we've done this before when we did it with 2 under 2.
Yeah.
You know, granted, you didn't have that baby.
And so I didn't have all the hormones.
Yeah, but like like every baby's different, every pregnancy's different, you know. But I'm confident going into it because it's phrase it in an old hat. It sounds terrible to say in this case, but it's like we've been here. Like this is familiar territory.
We've done this now. We've done the whole birthing a baby thing once. Granted, it was during COVID.
Which honestly made things harder.
Agreed. I was just going to say, I think this time is going to be, hopefully, we have no idea about the delivery because we haven't gotten there yet. But hopefully, afterwards, it's going to be so different.
Yeah.
In a good way. Do you think, in your opinion, do you think that this pregnancy has been harder or easier than Avery's pregnancy?
I think it's been the same, but well, no, I'm gonna say it's been easier.
This pregnancy has been easier?
Because you didn't have a hematoma this time around.
Right.
And so like you had some health scares early on, but those were health scares with you.
Yeah, not
with the baby. And like it's just you know, like it's different. It's like I know you're strong, and I know you can get through a lot, and so I'm like, I'm not as, that sounds terrible to say, but you know, it's like,
well, we didn't know anything about having a baby.
Yeah.
And then we had this subchorionic hematoma. I have a video on that. I'll link it up above. If you're currently pregnant and have gone through a subchorionic hematoma, or you're told that you have a subchorionic hematoma, it can be terrifying. But Avery, our first child, we had a subchorionic hematoma with her. Make sure we don't lose the camera. And she made it to 39 weeks when we essentially evicted her. And she was a bouncing 8-pound baby at 39 weeks. So
I mean, she would have been a what, 9.
Probably because she was not ready to move.
Full term.
Yeah, she was not ready to get out of there yet. Man, and we were doing everything. Oh, my mom had moved in with us because it was the beginning of COVID and my dad didn't want her to catch COVID and not be able to stay with us because my dad works at a hospital. I feel like I've explained that probably a billion times to a billion different people.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if somebody's watching one of your videos for the first time, they won't necessarily know that. So I don't
very
think
true. Very, very
I
true.
don't feel like it's necessarily a bad thing to repeat.
Right. Hold on, we gotta order.
Yeah, we got a few minutes.
Okay.
Wait, maybe we don't.
I forgot what I was saying.
Oh.
Now we gotta order.
Hold that thought.
Yeah, we may have to take our drinks and mix them together. It has been so long since we've come to Dunkin' that...
We don't live by one anymore.
Yeah, we don't. We don't live by anything anymore, but...
I mean, it's not a bad thing, though.
It's not. We were just talking about this yesterday. I have not been to Target in, like, months. And our pocketbook probably thanks us for it.
Yeah, no joke.
Oh my gosh, this video is all over the place. So we're first gonna do a trying test, a drink taste test. I realized as they handed it to us that I asked for cold foam, but no, not any kind of creamer. So I'm probably going to hate this. Robbie, what did you get?
3 hazelnut shots, 2 sugar, and an almond milk. It's gonna be a sugary mess.
And they gave him cold foam, which they weren't supposed to. But
yeah, I didn't request.
we like shook it up so that it would at least make its way down. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Really?
It's a sugary mess. It's perfect.
Taste this. It tastes sour. Ugh. It's like sour. That happens a lot. Let me taste yours. Happens a lot whenever you get like sugar-free stuff.
Pull the straw up, otherwise you're gonna crunch on sugar.
It's very sugary.
Like I said, sugary mess.
I need something in between those. All right, then Robbie got a taco, which he had never tried. I guess they're new on the menu. Look.
It's like a street taco.
It has corn in it. I was like, Robbie, it has corn in it. And he's like, are you kidding me? I was like, no.
I wanted a like breakfast taco, and they handed me a
smells good.
Street taco.
It's got a little kick to it.
Yeah, I think because this is not what I was wanting.
Ooh, it's got a big kick to it at the end.
I'm not a fan of it, but it doesn't taste bad.
I think I would give my coffee a 2 out of 10.
You want waffle?
No. I would give that probably a 6 out of 10. Then he also got some, what are these? Something stuffed bagel bites or something?
Biscuit bagel bite or something like that.
And then I got,
bites.
Oh yeah, biscuit bites. It is it just says biscuit bite. I don't know what's good. I think it's sausage, egg, and cheese. Or bacon, egg, and cheese. And then I got a sausage. I got a sausage, egg, and cheese on an English muffin, which is very good for gestational diabetes, because your sausage, your egg, and your cheese all count as a protein. And your English muffin, although it is still bread, it is lower in carbs. So.
Good.
Very good. How's that? Looks like it's steaming hot.
Yeah. I thought I have bacon in it, but.
And maybe it's sausage?
I'm not seeing sausage either.
Can I have a bite?
There's
Oh, it's ham. Oh, that's sausage. Or that's bacon. I don't know.
That's bacon.
Alright, let me take a little bite. No, I don't like that. It's a texture for me.
The biscuit's a little mushy.
I do not like that. The taste is good, it's the texture. Okay, okay, so we said that this pregnancy has been a little bit easier. I agree. Okay, next thing, before we get into what Dr. Herman talked to us about, when do you think we're gonna be induced, or do you think the baby's gonna come on its own?
I think we're gonna be induced.
I think so too. I'm hoping that the baby comes on its own, but I think we're gonna be induced. Okay, so let's talk about what Dr. Herman talked about with us. Dr. Herman
But it's not going to be for a lack of trying.
No, she was like, go ahead and start pumping. You can bounce on a ball, start curve walking. Technically, I'm 34 weeks today, which is normally earlier than what they would tell people to start doing that. But if they're planning on inducing me and we want this to be an easier like labor and delivery, then I'm going to start eating dates and raspberry leaf tea and bouncing on a ball. I'll start pumping if she wants me to start pumping.
That's what she said.
I'll do it. Anyway.
That's exactly what she said.
Yeah, so she says, she really didn't say a whole lot. Like, I mean, it's one of those, like, come in, check the baby's heartbeat, everything's good. She's not one of those doctors where they're like, hey, how are you? Okay, everything looks good. Okay, all right, see you next time. Like, she's not like that at all. But there really just wasn't a lot to talk about because everything has been fine. Baby's heart rate was in the 140s, 150 kind of thing. And she is expecting, I don't think they're gonna let me go past 38 weeks.
That's what it said. She said induce at 38.
Induce at 38 weeks. So, and because we'll induce, we'll make sure that, I mean, there's like 5 or 6 doctors in the practice, but if we induce, she will definitely deliver, which I love her.
It didn't sound like there was any, you were asking about that and she was like,
yeah, why would, like,
yeah, you can almost tell she was like, why wouldn't that be?
Yeah. It's getting to be where we may not be able to hear us, so let's get to our next destination. And then we'll go from there. Okay, it stopped raining. We're now on our way to the next appointment.
Where am I going for this, by the way?
Do you know where Ava's pediatrician is?
Yes.
Okay, there.
Okay.
Good job. Good dad. You know where the pediatrician is.
Who's Ave?
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
just kidding.
Anyway, I had to go into Hobby Lobby to get some stuff for work. Man, it's a good thing. That's another thing, is we don't live close to a Target or a Hobby Lobby. We have been saving a ton of money.
Amen.
Because I was so tempted to go and look at like the home decor, because the baby's room's not completely finished yet and it won't be until we know what the baby is. But anyway, so we talked about the 38 weeks.
Yeah.
And that we're gonna start trying to, I wouldn't use the word induce labor, but prepare.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna start preparing for labor, which means Robbie's gonna go on 1.5 hour long walks with me every single day. Just kidding. But I will probably start going on, I mean, I've been walking, not as much as I should, but some with Ave. Ave and I go to the playground, like when she wakes up from nap and we still have time before he gets off work. But
provided Ave's been
she has been getting in trouble lately and been losing privileges, and one of those being the playground. Anyway, so now we're on our way to the maternal fetal medicine doctor. They will give us the, hopefully we'll get Denise, who always gives me a ton of ultrasound pictures. I did not get to show them last time because okay, the card ran out of space now and the lighting is still jacked. There it goes. Anyway, last thing I'll say before we see this doctor is hopefully, we just keep getting interrupted. Hopefully we will get Denise as the sonographer today, because Denise gives us tons of pictures, and I did not get to show the pictures from last week because I did a 32-week update and this is 34 weeks, and at 33 weeks is when she gave me all those pictures. So if I remember, future me, editing me, remember to show some of those pictures, because she did 40 and the cheeks and the, oh, so cute. And she showed me that the baby,
3D?
No, it's a 4D. No, it's a 3D. What's the difference? 4D is when you can smell and taste.
Or
3D.
3D is like, yeah,
it was 3D, not 4D. We weren't smelling or tasting anything in there, but 3D. You can see the cheeks and the mouth is so cute, and she showed me that the baby already has hair and eyelashes, so I will show that to y'all. I'll show you. But are you ready? I'm so excited for you to come to this appointment with me. This is the more fun appointment because you get to see the actual ultrasound.
Yeah, last appointment was good too.
It was good, but this is the one where you get to see the ultrasound.
Okay.
And we're gonna figure out, oh, okay, last thing. Real last thing this time. How big, we talked about this last night.
Can you stop throwing things at me? I'm trying to drive. Very rude.
How big do you think that they're gonna, of course it's not correct, like they can always be wrong, but how big do you think that they're going to estimate the baby to be today? How many pounds?
Well, I don't remember what I said last night, but I'm sticking with that answer.
I think you said 5.5.
I think I said 5.
No, you said 5 and then you changed it.
I'm gonna go with 5.
Okay, I'm gonna go, this baby feels heavy, but I mean, that's just because I'm 34 weeks pregnant. I'm gonna go with 4.8 pounds. Well, that 0.8 means a lot.
Well, yeah, but I said 5 and you took 4.8 because...
So if there's anything above 4.8, you win.
Yeah, but anything below 4.8, you win.
The baby last time was 3.5. And
That's what I'm saying.
That was a month ago.
Wow.
So, anyway. Alright. We'll see you after this appointment. Okay. And of course the lighting. I feel like I'm always fussing about lighting. Anyway. Obviously, it's been a little bit of time. I'm now in the driver's seat. There's nobody with me. I wanted to update on maternal fetal medicine and then talk a little bit about like symptoms and cravings. What on earth is this person doing? Okay. So, we went to maternal fetal medicine and baby is breech again. So last time that I did this, baby was breech, and I went home that week and I did like all kinds of exercises until I felt different. Like I felt like I hit a point where I was like, something just feels different. Something feels like more engaged, I guess you could say. Like I just felt like things were in the right spot. So I stopped doing the exercises because I didn't want to flip the baby back. And by the time I got to the maternal fetal medicine last week, baby had flipped and was vertex or head down, which is where we want it to be. And this actually kind of makes a lot of sense because when we went to see Dr. Herman, my regular OB this morning, and I told her, I think baby's head down. Baby was head down last week at my maternal fetal medicine appointment. She kind of felt around and she never said like, oh yeah, baby's head down. You could tell that either she wasn't sure or maybe she was sure and just didn't want to alarm me, I guess. So then when we got to the maternal fetal medicine doctor and the sonographer put the thing on my belly, I said, I just hope this baby's still head down. And she put the Doppler down towards that area and she's like, turns out baby's head is like right up here. But baby is oblique, not transverse, is oblique breech and not transverse breech or full breech or footling breech or, you know. So according to our sonographer, that is the best kind of breech to be. Okay. That's the best kind of breech to be because they have so much room to turn and the feet are out of the way. And I don't know if she was just telling me that to give me hope or what, but I guess I'm gonna go back to hanging off the couch upside down and, you know, doing the different positions and stuff like that. So I was super disappointed, like kind of defeated whenever we left the appointment. I went home, had some lunch, had a nap. I'm still a little defeated, still a little sad, but that doesn't mean that baby can't flip back. It just makes me nervous that if baby does flip back, who's to say they're not gonna flip back to breech after that. And my doctor had said this morning, before she even put her hands on me, and I'm sure could tell that the baby was still breech, that she said, yeah, with her third one, I think she called it instability to lie or something like that, or inability to lie or something. And it basically, her baby was flipping back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And so they ended up taking the baby at 37 weeks as a C-section. And so, I don't know. That just kind of stinks. But the good news is when we went in last time, so I had a growth scan and a BPP today. And I think I already explained the BPP, what that was. But with the growth scan, they will tell you what they estimate the baby to be as far as like length and weight. And it's not that I don't care much about the length, but we never really talk about that. We talk a lot about the weight. So time previous, the baby was in the 35th percentile. The time before that, the baby was in the 20th percentile. Now the baby is in the 66th percentile, and then apparently the 80th percentile for height, or length, and is estimated right now at 34 weeks to weigh 5 pounds 9 ounces, which is more than Allie, our first foster baby, was when she came to us, by almost a pound. So, and that's just nuts to me. And the other good news is the baby was doing a lot of like practicing breathing and moving a lot and looked really good. And I do have a whole lot of fluid in my like sac, so the baby can move around a whole lot, which is really good. And she did tell me keep chugging water, because the more water you're drinking, the more fluid you're gonna have, and the easier it will be for baby to turn. So that's a good thing. I'm finding it hard not to be discouraged and not worried that this baby is going to just continue to keep flipping and doing circles. So I'm going to continue to do the exercises. And I think I had kind of talked myself out of doing an ECV before I found out baby was head down last week. An ECV is called an external cephalic version, which means that they would, and I don't remember if I even talked about this in the last one. I don't think I did. An ECV is an external cephalic version where they will manually flip the baby from the outside. And it sounds interesting, and it is interesting. They do it in the hospital with an operating room ready just in case baby goes into distress and they have to do an emergency C-section at that point. But they basically give you a little bit of medicine in the back of your arm to loosen the muscles in your uterus. And then they like try to manually turn the baby. Sometimes they will give you fentanyl or some sort of pain medication. Sometimes they won't. It just kind of depends on the doctor and the patient. But I kind of talked myself out of doing one because a lot of times they're unsuccessful, and then you immediately have to go in and have a baby right then and there. They can be extremely painful. But if I have all this fluid, maybe it would be worth a shot. I don't know. I really don't. So anyway, we'll see. But not much has changed since like 2 weeks ago. I'm still like eating the same things. Sometimes I just feel really heavy, really heavy. I'm having more contractions, like 1 to 2 a day. Make me kind of stop for a second. But it's not anything that's like it was when I was 30 weeks or 31 weeks. So I don't know. I just don't know. But I think that's kind of it for today. So if you can, send us a little prayer or good vibe that this baby will flip, because I really don't want to have a C-section. But of course I would if I had to. There'd be no question. So anyway, I hope that you all are having a wonderful week. And until next time, I love you all and God bless you.